I think that the kind of family ethos that we have down here has been built through blood, sweat, and fears. You know what I mean?
Action!
This show is not a typical show.
It's always a collaboration of visual effects and special effects and the stunt crew.
Everybody really loves this job, and they work really hard to keep it going and try to make it as real as possible.
What the audience sees is the actors and occasionally us getting to talk about it. But the real heart and soul of The Walking Dead is our crew.
Sculptor, stunt coordinator.
I'm the location manager.
Costume designer.
Production designer.
I play Daryl Dixon.
I play Rick Grimes.
I play Michelle.
Hello, I'm Greg Nicotero. I'm the executive producer, frequent director, and creature zombie designer for The Walking Dead. We're here at K&B Effects, our 20,000 square foot facility in Chatsworth, California, where we manufacture all of the makeup effects for The Walking Dead.
K&B is the funnest place in the world to go. You know, you just walk in there and you get to see all these incredible props from all these amazing films and creatures that they've made, and, you know, like, it's crazy.
Zombies are like the ultimate, you know? I mean, it's kind of, with zombies, there's no limit.
Here we're making a puppet for the show, and sort of like Dr. Frankenstein, you build it from the bones up, you know? So it has a skeletal and then the muscle structure, and then we layer stuff on top of it, so we can actually use this skeleton for a variety of different puppets by putting different skins on it.
When you start like missing pieces of your body, it's got to look right. It can't just be like gore, you know? And so everyone in this room is fascinated by anatomy, really try to make it as accurate as possible so that when people see it, it's just jarring, you know? Like when we do a bite, we'll put muscles and stuff in there so they can like yank on it and you can see that stuff rip out.
You know, the guys at K&B and all those guys, all of our people that work with the zombies to make them as scary as possible, you know, everybody's on their A game at all times.
I mean, we really spend a lot of time to make sure that the look of the zombies is unique to The Walking Dead, something a little different than you usually see on television.
Having practical, beautiful, extraordinary makeup, and the gags that they're not just makeup artists, they're scientists as well. They create mechanical gags. They do it in sort of 3 or 4 days. They conjure up. They're conjurers. They're extraordinary, creative human beings.
We've had 5 seasons of the fantastic art that the people at this shop contribute to the show. Fantastic sculptures, paint jobs, fabrication, just the outrageous ideas that we come up with for the show.
I always love our walkers that, you know, part of the skin, the way it's decayed away, you know, that it's just, you see kind of like the ears falling off, or like part of the nose is missing, you know, just the skin rotting away.
One of the most challenging was the well walker.
Keep going.
That was a full-size suit that we made out of silicone to try and figure out how we're going to make that skin fold and move and, you know, wrinkle and buckle and make it as nasty looking as possible. So that was one of our most challenging, but most rewarding in the end. It was great. I loved it.
One of my favorites, Bicycle Girl in season 1. That's where we set the bar. You know, it's the first zombie we really ever see on the show close.
She just was jarring. I thought that her missing her bottom half was just gnarly.
I flew out to LA to K&B's studios and they did a body cast. Everything except for my legs, obviously. Several months later, I came back and they did all the color test and appliance fittings and things like that. The day that we actually filmed, it took 3.5, 4 hours to put it on. But of course, you see it, and I had the blue tights on for the green screen effect. But then seeing it on TV afterwards, even I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. Greg and all the guys, and even, you know, the other makeup artists they had, it was almost like watching a bunch of geniuses come together and create this masterpiece.
It was successful and the most just kind of gross. Yeah, if it makes us gross out, then it's, you know, a win.
Now go back towards your feet a little bit, Melissa.
This is beyond my wildest dreams of what I had envisioned in my head. Completely different. I mean, I'm blown away. It's awesome.
Every season, we augment specific shows with puppets. And even in terms of just our zombie kills, we've sort of refined what we call our crush heads. So in season 2, we started realizing that these zombies that are walking around that have been around for a while, they kind of have the sort of consistency of like a pumpkin or a cantaloupe, that if you kind of stomp on it pretty vigorously, that you're going to crush the skull and all the brains and everything are going to splatter everywhere. And the fans of the show really love that stuff.
I think I'm pretty much wearing the same pants I wore in season 1.
My boots are essential to me. They've been resold about 8 times, the same pair of boots. It's the same pair of boots I put on in episode 1.
I've been told there's 5 of this outfit here. They don't always use them, but they have 5.
Hi, my name is Yulin Womble, and I'm the costume designer on The Walking Dead. On a daily basis, I get to dress this amazing cast, come up with new looks, and make them dirty.
They look real.
The wardrobe department's a huge part of this show. I mean, from dressing the zombies to dressing us, and just the evolution of these characters.
So this was kind of like under the belt. Yeah, I remember that. And then this was all black and red. Yeah, it was bloody.
You put these clothes on, and the detail, just how distressed and how filthy everything is. I mean, it's very easy to just kind of slip right into this world.
I was amazed by the wardrobe department really stepping into how they helped me find Michonne, like putting on those boots and putting on that vest and those little half gloves. I was like, oh, here she is.
Right now, I'm just gonna do a quick zombie outfit for you. So I'm gonna use my big knife. It's serrated, so it can do a lot of damage fast. You move the fabric, not the knife. I mean, that's beautiful, right? We add a bit of mold. We also add sweat stains. We do a little light dusting of all of this because it's supposed to be coming from the inside. It's like an art class. Maybe the person vomited a little as they were dying. A little bit of dirt around the cuffs. I like to dress the outfit together while it's hanging up here so I can get a really good idea of what it's going to look like on the person. And then, after we hand the costume to them, they come out dressed like this. Oh, Liz, you look great. Are you ready? I've been waiting to do this to you since we've met.
Yay!
This guy's lucky he's eaten, so we're gonna put some fresh blood on him. Blood on his hands because he's been eating. This is a fresh kill. The zombie blood that we use is a little darker, really, really dark. And this would be his own blood, and it would be from a long time ago, so that's what you see on a lot of the costumes. The reason we came up with the splatter, it mimics the comic. All those drawings, you see how it all looks splattery in the book? Well, that's where that idea came from.
when I rode into Atlanta and they'd shut down 4 blocks of downtown Atlanta, and they'd turn over Humvees, and and we had a tank and a helicopter. It blew my mind.
The most amazing thing, I think, on The Walking Dead is the fact that we have found so many astonishing locations and have built so many great sets.
I'm Mike Riley. I'm the location manager on The Walking Dead. What I really do is try to find the best locations that match the vision of the writers. And I collaborate with the production designer, Grace Walker, and myself have a good collaborative working relationship.
Hi, I'm Graham Grace Walker from The Walking Dead, the production designer.
It kind of looks like rock up there, but it's still just styrofoam like everything else.
I think one of the advantages of working here in Georgia is that we've been able to find so many great locations.
Well, we're in our own little private world down here in Sonoy, and I think that actually really helps the show. It's a part of it. It's really hot here. We have a lot of bugs, but it's all part of what makes the show great and real and grounded and doesn't feel like a television show about zombies. It feels like we're really with these characters in this world.
I'm going to ride you back into the woods here a little bit. We got about 60 to 70 acres of woods behind us here that I'd say 80% of all the shots we shoot when they're walking into the woods or camping in woods and whatnot, we shoot them back here. The governor, when he was buried, he threw some folks in the lake. We used this dock down here where we shot the scene of him looking down in the water. You got, like I said, 60 or 80 acres back here with trails cut all through it that we can access and get our crew back in there and shoot all the wood stuff we need.
If you stood here last year, we could do 360 degrees, which was really nice for everybody. Down this way was a wall running right through there. We had the entrance to A block and then a tower down that end, the main gate down near the bus that's rolled over, and another tower and a fence that ran right along the lake and down to the corner over here with a fence that ran right back up again to the other building. It was a cool set.
The prison was mind-blowing to have something that large that really looks like a prison and to be able to shoot it from any angle at all times and never see a movie set, never feel a movie set was the most fun for me, especially as a director of photography.
Sounds fit!
The prison was definitely not real, but we worked very hard to make it seem as real as possible, and that really helps the actors.
For us to feel completely immersed, and I think we've rarely been in a green screen type of situation, if ever. So it's been really nice.
Those spikes were real. You really had to avoid those spikes. I was like, whoa. Sometimes it's like my eye almost got real close to one of them. So it was a very real living set.
As you can see, this is top of the line rooms.
They built a prison, and a practical prison that you could walk through. It was magnificent.
I didn't mean to stumble. Yeah, go ahead.
It looked so much like a prison that a guy from the Department of Corrections came down here one day. He said, they keep telling us there's a prison down here somewhere, and I don't see it in our list. He didn't know it. He said, we don't have a prison here. And because
It's funny that a lot of times people say when we have to blow up something, burn it, destroy it, gee, you must be so sad that your set's getting destroyed. And to me, I don't care. I mean, it's part of the show. In fact, I love a good explosion.
Well, it certainly helps us if you've got real explosions happening. Practical gags give the show probably a bit more authenticity.
My name is Daryl Pritchett. I'm a special effects supervisor. 3, 2, 1. What my department does is we take care of all the effects of nature, which would be any wind, rain, snow, fires, explosions. Anything that moves on the set, anything that has any action that's not a person, to include blood spurts, different things like that. It covers a lot of areas.
Go.
There have been so many moments in the show where I first read it and think, how in the hell are we going to do that? You know, how is this possibly going to work?
You're on Channel 1.
You're on.
The end of the second season, when we're burning the barn at Herschel's, it was 19 degrees out. There was frost on the ground. And if the barn had gone up too fast in flames, we wouldn't have been able to shoot the sequence.
The barn was kind of fun because once we got to the point where we're going to let it burn, we just kind of got to watch it burn. And that was kind of neat.
Every episode of The Walking Dead, we really like challenges. We are at a pecan grove where Lizzie and Mika come upon a bunch of burned walkers.
Rehearsing?
I thought the well walker was probably the greatest walker ever, and they were never going to top that. But these walkers absolutely are the coolest walkers. They're crispy. You can see part of their skin.
All right, girls, here we go.
We came up with a way to have patches that we could actually Velcro onto them underneath their wardrobe. So the smoldering was us. That's something that we came up with, too. But if you look at the footage, it looks pretty good.
Get behind us!
And we're getting ready to shoot a scene where our actors are running away from gunfire, and we're going to lay down some dust and some sparks while they travel through this courtyard.
Hey, Mark.
So this is an acrylic ball. It fits together and gets glued, but inside of it is dust. Instead of having to go and trying to bury a squib, you can simulate bullet hits. So when it hits something hard, then it does that. We'll do some that are sparking balls. These are made up with a little gravel, a little zirconium.
Daryl Pritchard, he's been working 50 years doing this. Practical explosions, incredible burnings, really the master of disaster, as we call him.
Just another day at The Walking Dead.
What I love about visual effects is that they'll take care of you. And they'll take care of you in ways that you didn't even think possible.
I go like this.
If you're going up at an angle, yeah, that'll work too. So maybe it is going up at that angle.
Visual effects are a huge part of the show. We try to make them very subtle and seamless so that you don't always catch them.
You want it sweet. And keep in mind, we can digitally extend. We can extend it to make it work. You're gonna have this. So you can just.
Victor Scalise is amazing. He's on set with us here in Georgia and works with the directors and the cast and the zombies with all the particular kills and everything that needs to happen. And then he transitions that to the team in LA at Stargate, and they're the ones who actually create these amazing shots.
We do everything from CG walkers to a lot of the kills where you have big exploding heads. We do a lot of digital swords, digital extensions and knives. So a lot of the walker kills that you see end up being visual effects. One of our signature weapons is Michonne's sword.
Astounding, like just really picking up that thing and feeling out that sheath on my back. It was all such a part of creating her.
I'm the prop master for the show. That means I handle all the props, the hand props, which are anything the actors touch.
the katana sword, one of my favorites. I helped design this. It is absolutely one of my favorites. This happens to be a sharp one, so you can't really do anything with it. So we keep it in here, actually. But just like that, we have an aluminum version that is for hitting. We have a rubber version that's for actually making contact with people. And then we have digital versions, again, for Victor.
It's a half rubber sword that we then have tracking points on that then we put a digital blade to replace.
But we also have a retractable one, which helps keep the sword straight when it stabs something.
John and props, you know, we have a great relationship, and you know, it's pretty much always the default. He'll make 3 of everything.
Perfect example of what I do is we pick a knife out that we like, and then we take these things and we make them into multitudes of different types of things. So as you're swinging at somebody, it's rubber. Then it becomes digital as it attacks somebody. Then it becomes plastic that's painted with blood, as she has it in her hand to talk about. And then as we go back in time, it'll go back to the original knife so it can go back in the sheath.
In and out of him. What if I come in like this and stick him in the chest with it?
Yeah, don't kill him. Just
right?
Okay, now slam him back.
And then this.
That's lose the crossbow.
Daryl's crossbow, everybody loves to see this thing. One of the ways we've made this very, very, very safe is we replace the main line with a rubber band.
And turn. The crossbow in particular, you can't shoot a live arrow on camera. So what you have to do is you have to pull a bolt, show it, go out of frame, load it, bring it back up without it loaded, and then it's a dry fire from there, and a digital arrow will go through. So if I have to kill all of you, I have to pull one, show it, put it in, dry fire that one, pull a knife, stab this one, go over here, pull the arrow out of this one, stick another one with the arrow, pull another one, show it. It's like this crazy math problem.
And we go ready and action.
Then you gotta chop the head when it's like laying in the stove.
I love this job.
I remember season 3, Glenn has that kill after they do that phalanx. He swipes Walker's head right across with the blade. They could have just merely, you know, had his head fall off in frame and then just fall. But they went as far as to make the incision here and then had the head spin and rotate off with blood spewing as it fell. I didn't do that. That was special effects. So, I mean, thank you, Victor, for making me look more competent than I even could possibly be.
Today we have Norman and Beth kind of walking up in front of the blue screen, and what you see out there is going to be the cemetery. This is where Daryl and Beth came out of the woods and kind of traversed piggyback style all the way up to the funeral home. So the blue screen that you just saw, this is what's going to be behind it. You know, we'll use some matte painting and photographs to kind of blend in and build an environment that'll basically make the funeral home and the cemetery feel like they're right next to each other.
In the pilot, when Rick is riding into Atlanta on a horse, that shot is completely a visual effects shot. We shot him on a horse in an alleyway in downtown Atlanta, and everything else Victor put in. So some of the visual effects everybody will recognize and know, oh, that's a cool visual effects shot. And there's a lot of shots in there that are visual effects that you would never know.
What we're looking at here is one of Michonne's decapitations. You know, this was a fun one where Dylan, the artist, she's like, well, what if I made the head bounce off the top of the car? And she showed it to me, and I was like, that is awesome.
Make the first one a little stronger move.
Yeah, okay.
Here she has the half sword, so we put a digital sword on to replace the half sword. We have a walker who obviously had a full head that Dylan's painted out the full top half of the head, and she's made a little 3D cap of a head that then goes flying and bouncing and goes over the car. Most people are going to be looking at Michonne's face and not what her sword's doing. So unfortunately, most of the audience is maybe going to perceive it but not actually see it. But, you know, the guys who step through it, catch that extra little bit of, ooh, whoa, the head went flying that way, you know, so it's kind of a fun little thing. A lot of what you see is a combination of Greg's team and the visual effects team brainstorming together and knowing the end goal and everybody participating and, you know, giving what their department can give best to give it a realistic look.
Sometimes I just really want to cut a head off, you know. Sometimes I just really want to do it. I can't cut heads off, literally, so that's a bummer.
That's God.
Good work, guys.
We're at a farmhouse, and we have some burning zombies that have previously been on fire, so they are smoldering. So we have 4 stunt guys, then we have one of them catches the little girl, the next one falls over the fence and gets caught up in the barbed wire.
Gets hit in the arm and throw his arm back.
All walkers don't have any human tendencies left, so they don't brace themselves. It makes all of the stunt work on our show a little bit unique because you have to find a very, very tricky way to bury your falls and brace yourself.
And both of us are just struggling, and then eventually I'll just take you on.
As a stunt coordinator, we are responsible for hiring the stunt personnel, setting up the stunts that are scripted to make sure that they not only sell, but are as safe as possible. Stunt work is stunt work, and sometimes things do happen, but try to make them as safe as possible.
Yeah.
Hey, Ninja.
There.
Yeah. Bring one in for you.
What do you think?
The range of stunts that we do on The Walking Dead is a pretty wide swath. We'll do everything from fire burns to high falls to cars crashing. Every single day I come to work and I'm thinking, okay, we're going to kill a walker with a rock, a bat, a sword, and 2 gunshots.
Most of our actors do their own stunts because you see their faces and then you go with it. You go with their stories.
That sequence where Michonne's in that field with all those zombies was very special to me in many ways because I wanted it to be something where you really see her break through her own demons.
So,
Well, the stunts are really fun. I have generally done all my own stunts.
yeah.
I still have the head of an 18-year-old, but the body of a 40-year-old now, and I'm starting to fall apart. I think I'm pretty coordinated, but then me and Norman keep looking at each other going, we're the oldest here, dude. We're aching.
1 down, 2 hit, 3 come in.
There's a lot of kills right there.
Slam it back.
Literally, like, stick this one, stick that one, beat this one. I mean, it was literally just overflowing.
There, you can knock him in. No, you're not hitting him in the head.
That was an exhausting scene to shoot.
Now, the President Walker's going to come in. You're going to get killed now.
You guys hear Matt, you go down. Claire, be right on him, right on him.
So today we have a number of people firing weapons. We have 3 9mm and 2 shotguns. We have zombies, as you see right in the background, coming out of the barn and coming at them, and they kind of set up a firing squad and execute the zombies as they come out of the barn.
I got Daryl.
These are 2 Glocks. This is Shane's Glock. This is a Glock 17. This is T-Dog's Glock. This is a Glock 19. They both shoot 9mm rounds. Killed a lot of zombies today with these.
Boom.
There you go. That's it. Zombies. Big gun. Gotta take a zombie out with a lot of power.
You know, for focus. That's right on it.
Forward, you guys. Keep coming forward.
Today, we shot lots and lots and lots of zombies. Like a lot of what Greg's team and the visual effects team does, it's very hand in hand. Every walker that they build, we usually end up killing.
What we're doing today is taking the arms off of one of our zombies and then crushing its teeth on a rock so that now it becomes incapacitated, but we still can use it as a diversion.
She comes at you, you're going this, your turn to go with your head. I think that would be where
In terms of timing, Russell, the stunt coordinator, and I, before the scene, will try to figure out the best action, and the timings are all right.
It wasn't even the arm chop, it was the teeth. Putting the walker's head on the rock and cracking it to knock its teeth out, I couldn't take it. It's the only scene in Walking Dead history I had to walk away from, and I couldn't watch film. It just,
Just don't move the head at all. I'm not doing it.
No, it was awful. It was awful. And it was, I mean, like the rock, it's styrofoam. Like, there was nothing real. Like, I should have been able to completely go, okay, this is like everything. We're not really hurting it. It didn't even have the sound in yet. It was horrible. Awful.
When anybody on the show dies, any actors die on the show or come back as zombies or whatever, you want to give them the best send-off possible because they are your brothers in real life.
I'd like to just say on a personal note, I had the very fine pleasure of working with Scott Wilson many years ago on a beautiful film about the South called Junebug. And I'm very proud to be here with you again, working on a similarly beautiful project about the South.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna really miss Scott because he's so much a part of our family, and it seems like our little green family just keeps getting smaller and smaller.
When a character, one of our main characters, gets killed off, the cast and the producers all get together and have a dinner to kind of send them off on their way.
Listen, who did a phenomenal
from Comic-Con. This has been signed by almost every member of the crew.
Oh, wow.
That is a wrap on T-Dog. Iron E, guys.
I can't even talk about that. I can't even talk about it without losing it. I'm sorry.
Here we go. Hey.
I remember when we had the death of Shane. That was hard, saying goodbye to John, because John was my brother and is my brother. It's the only bad thing about the show, that you get to forge these incredible relationships with these amazing actors, and invariably I have to kill them or stab them.
When Norman has to kill Zombie Merle, yeah, that was tough. Still gives me chills.
Yeah, when I saw Rooker Merle as the walker, I instantly just crushed. It wasn't just like a sadness. It was a sadness that turned into a rage. And it wasn't a, I'm stabbing him in the face over and over again. It's not that I hate him, and it's not that I want to kill him. It's like I'm mad at the world, and these are the cards I've been dealt, and it's just not fair,
I mean, I think those were real tears Norman was shedding, not just Daryl tears.
How do you feel about Michael Rooker?
I feel he's an awesome man.
Oh, good.
It was a drag, I don't know, it's just like real life. You think you have more time with people, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna just slide you through.
Great, let's get, I just want to rehearse all this stuff, so let's get Maggie here.
When they kill you on this show, man, they kill you good. They kill you good, but how?
And then you're gonna cut her open, and you're gonna okay, I need help. I need to do this, and this is in the way.
It's overwhelming, honestly. It's mind-blowing. It's disgusting. It's heartbreaking. Seeing the way she goes, this situation that she's in.
Now, as soon as it's on camera, stop crying. Don't show that. Don't show that. That we can do.
You leave with as much gratitude and grace as you can possibly muster. But I don't know anyone who's walked off the show who hasn't just kind of spent a few days going, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. But the flip side of that is that I had it. You know, I get to say I was here and I did this. And I think we did the hell out of it. This is my home. And we built it into a home. And you don't usually do that. Usually you build a job. You could work 40 years in this business and not have this experience. To take these kind of risks with these kind of warriors, it's amazing.
When one of our regular actors leave, the rest of the cast, even if they're not in their last scene, will come and watch the filming of the scene.
The character Dale, Jeffrey DeMunn, flew in from upstate New York. He was already off the show. He flew back to be there for John Bernthal.
That's the kind of strength of camaraderie and loyalty that he showed and the rest of the cast have shown on this amazing show.
I've simply never seen that in my 35 years in the business.
Without further ado, pictures up.
Pictures up.
Pictures up, pictures up. Let's clear it out, please.
Here we go. Clear now.
But man, it's a ride of a lifetime. And I'm real grateful.
Seriously?
Anyone have a Kleenex?
Thank you so much.
If they kill me on the show, I'll probably, like, set my trailer on fire. They'll probably have to call in a bunch of cops to escort me off the property because I'll be so pissed.
We've watched the show ever since it started, and we've just been in love with it.
We love The Walking Dead. We certainly hoped that we'd have avid fans, but I have never experienced anything like this.
My favorite character is Daryl Dixon, Norman Reedus.
My favorite character of The Walking Dead is Michonne because I love how she's like a samurai. She carries a sword around with her, and she knows how to chop and slice. And, you know, I even got my hair like her.
We always have fans outside of base camp, and our cast will go out there after wrap and sign autographs for an hour.
1, 2, 3.
To make something that we're extremely proud of, and then to see the fans get excited about it and just to want more, and they're just like crazy about it, like that right there is just what's incredible.
You know, when we work really hard and we go out there and we see that, it just fuels us to keep doing this better.
That's what you want out of a job is to create something that you're extremely proud of.
Nobody's home. Love. 5, 6, 8. Love. Here, let me see this. All right, guys, let's go.
I've been lucky in my career that I've been in some movies that have been big and TV shows that have been great and theater that's been big hits, but there's nothing that's come anywhere near close to this. It feels like we just have a responsibility to this fan base to tell the best story we can.
So I've been an actor for over 50 years. Now I'm Herschel. So it's thank you for doing that.
Looks like we'll be here. With the shoe on, of course.
No, this is all.
And Rick will be on this edge.
When it's 14 hours of shooting and everyone is tired and struggling, it's the passion of the fans that keeps us going because we want it to be perfect for them. We never want to let them down. And it really is all for them. One of the things that we all feel on The Walking Dead is that we're part of a big family. And on Twitter, we call it the TWD family.
The Walking Dead family is a real thing. It's not just a hashtag. It's amazing. We love each other and we love this crazy show.
Everyone there is really awesome and funny, and they're just really amazing. It's not all everyone's working. It's every awesome thing you can imagine.
You get that one?
We're all friends here, and there's not a weak link in our chain anywhere. And everybody really does their best, and we're all buddies, and we give each other a lot of crap. We wrote a little song.
Oh, yeah, let me hear
our
the song again.
Carol is sterile, and Daryl is feral, a match made in hell.
Okay, and then the scene after that, you get shot in the head.
I shoot myself.
I've never worked on something where this kind of feeling of family, that we're all in it together, that we have each other's back, to the level that we've achieved on The Walking Dead.
We come on the set and everybody gives everything they've got. You leave here really knowing you've emptied yourself out.
Every department's really just top notch, you know, and it's kind of a dream job, and it's fun, and it's a lot of work, but you're part of this.
This is an awesome show, and when you get to put awesome parts together of a show and it comes out perfect, I mean, what else could you ask for?
It feels like the most collaborative work experience I've ever been involved in. I think everybody is at their top of their game, and they're all very, very mindful and respectful that each person contributes to the success of this show.
You can't create brilliance or genius upon command or at will. You can't do it. The one thing you can create is the atmosphere you think it's most likely to occur in. And it takes a lot of filmmakers and a lot of really talented people to create that atmosphere. And we found it here.
That this has been our job for 5 years and our lives for 5 years. It's a gift, and we want to keep delivering that back to the people who watch.
Do I like my job? Are you kidding me? This is the greatest gig on the planet. It's amazing. I feel very, very, very lucky. Don't kill me. Please. Guys. Don't kill me.
This is not how zombies are supposed to act.
I was really intrigued by, should we stop for that? Can you hear that? I think it's my phone. I'm sorry.